well, never mind. There's snacks if you need them.
Oh,
okay.
Welcome, everybody. You'll notice whenever we start cooking with cannabis with Mary, we're already mid-laugh as we get going, because that's how great it is. So today we are here for Valen420times, getting together some treats for Valentine's Day. My name is Caitlin Ryan, and I'm a board member with the Cannabis Alliance, where we are dedicated to the advancement of a vital, ethical, equitable, and sustainable cannabis industry. We just came from Olympia, working on getting home grow passed and helping educate legislators about how impactful and challenging potency limits would be, particularly in the bills as they were written. So we've been kind of kibitzing about that and probably talk a little bit about it as we're cooking here today.
Yes.
But thank you, Mary, for my apron.
Isn't she cute?
I know, I love it.
I didn't get a cute apron. I'm just going to point out.
Hang on, Burl.
Wait.
Oh, we're going to take care of that. And while Mary's doing that, Burl, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
I am Burl Bryson. I'm the executive director of the Cannabis Alliance, and I am very excited to be here. Love cooking with Mary. And
all we have is this one.
Can you put it on me?
Oh dear.
Here. No, you stand
still. You psycho. Oh my God.
I really don't want to be a part of this.
I think Burl's a little revved up.
I am so too.
Excited.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Thank you.
Okay. Do you feel better now?
I got my hands in my pockets.
Isn't he adorable?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. All right. Valentine's.
So what are we doing for Valentine's?
We're doing
Mary?
chocolate. But I have to make some things really, really clear. Okay, first of all, I'm not a pastry chef. I'm not a chocolatier. Okay, but I can show you how to put some shit together that's delicious. And we're going to do, first of all, a very, very simple coconut candy. And then we're going to do some very, very, very simple gluten-free peanut butter cookies with chocolate chips.
Whoa.
Okay. Now, I want to give you, these are great recipes if you have children's, because they're super easy to make. But please, obviously, we don't be medicating the kids. Okay, so don't be doing that. That's just wrong. And it's a waste of your precious products.
More importantly.
Yeah.
I know. I always am amazed, like at Halloween time when they're saying, they're going to give the edibles to everybody. And they're like, why would I give out my edibles?
Especially precious.
Anybody.
Especially the good ones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So with this one, super simple. We don't ever want to have to worry about, tempering chocolate or any of that stuff, because it's hard and it's not our job. Also, sidebar, both of these recipes are really, really easy to make if you happen to be medicated. Because
so they're stoner proof recipes?
Yeah, they're stoner proof. And there you are, deep into Netflix and chill, and you realize I need a dozen cookies immediately. This can happen. We've all had it happen. But the peanut butter cookies, 5 minutes to put them together, 10 minutes to cook them, let them cool. You're good. You're eating delicious candy goodness in about 27 minutes. Okay. So those things being said, this is a really good recipe. Now, what we're using today in our coconut candy is.
Here, will you hold it right there? There we go.
Oh, yeah.
This is infused coconut oil, 6 tablespoons. And then see that stuff, that's agave. Okay. So I'm going to walk over to the microwave between the tall people and just melt this. The great thing about that, that kind of coconut oil is that it is solid at room temp. So candy like this, obviously you want to keep it in the fridge, but at the same point, if you're having a little soiree and people are coming over and they want to get elevated, these can sit out, right? Unless you're in, 100-degree temperatures or something, but these are basically shelf stable. A lot of the stuff you get in a dispensary is used, they use coconut oil in it because, again, it's shelf stable. Okay, so just an FYI. Now, I put 6 tablespoons of the coconut oil, which, by the way, looks like this when it's in your little container. See, smells like
coconuts.
Smells like coconuts and popped.
Hawaiian tropic.
It's more coconutty though than pot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really coconutty, which
Yeah.
is good for coconut candy. But this stuff, it lasts beautifully. And, if you're used to using, maybe olive oil or butter, think about coconut oil if you want your stuff to, hang out for a while, if it's not going to get moldy. Now let's see if this, Burl, will you grab that out of there?
Yes,
I like to give him a job.
And I just
I like
want
the
to
word.
show the label here. We've
Oh.
got coconut oil, 2/3 indica, 1/3 sativa.
That's right. Yeah. And,
Fantastic.
and thank you for pointing that out. I always forget. Oh, look at
It's
you.
hot.
It's
hot,
very,
hot.
very hot. Now see, it's all melty, right? So now this is where it gets so difficult. God, we should probably sit down. Okay, we're going to now mix that into this. Now, I don't know if you guys can see this.
Yeah, here, let me
Okay,
show,
show the
over
people.
here. Yeah, look at how beautifully you put it together.
That's OCD, baby.
Yeah.
Well, really though, I want you guys to see what's in here because it's really simple. You've got chopped toasted almonds, about a cup. Okay, you've got 1.5 cups of unsweetened organic coconut. Don't use the sweetened because otherwise it's going to be a sweet bomb in your face, and it's too much sweetness is boring, right? Don't you? Okay. So with this, what I like to do is kind of put it in here so you guys can see what you're working with. Okay. So toast your nuts, Burl. Always toast your nuts because it makes them more delicious. Sorry. I
To say, I don't want to be a part of this.
I'm just mad like that. Okay, but I want you guys to notice in here also, see this brown? That's a little bit of cinnamon. Now this isn't going to taste like cinnamon, but cinnamon and salt are your friends when you're cooking with cannabis. Something about the cinnamon, it kind of takes away that chlorophyll, that vegetal.
Yeah.
You know that
I
taste.
do.
That taste.
Yeah.
Takes it away. Okay, so now when you're making your own candy, and this makes 24, use the best cocoa powder you can find. I use this, I don't know how to pronounce it. Let's say drost, right? Or droste, but it's fucking delicious. So this is what you want. If you can afford it, it's a little spendy, but it's worth it. So, okay, so hard. Oh my God, I'm exhausted. Okay, now I'm gonna ask you, Burl, Arama, and Miss Thing, you pour that in for Burl, and Burl, you stir, but don't get all manly about it. Stir gently.
I will
Okay,
try to be.
out of the way.
I will try to be unburly in the
Yeah.
process.
Now it's my turn
Really?
to work hard. Oh my gosh, no, Mary, it's too much.
Now, Burl, use your scraper to make sure all of the oil and
Wow.
stuff is out of the bowl, that bowl.
Oh,
Burl.
here.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
We shall leave no cannabinoids
Leave no
behind.
cannabinoids behind, son.
Yes.
There you go. Now, get up.
Okay, I'm getting it all.
You're doing great.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, Burl, get up in there and mix
I'm
that.
good up all in this
Get
now.
all up in it. There you go. And don't you love it when other people cook?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say men, but I'm trying to not to be so gender specific. Well, what I was not going to say is that sometimes the men's, don't cook as much as the other people. And sometimes in my classes, I have found that the men get all excited when they have to stir something and it goes all over. So I was just being cautious.
Sometimes we get excited and stuff goes all over the place.
Oh my God, Burl.
He is definitely not
Girl,
allowed candy
girl.
later.
I don't know what it is about you and I and innuendo.
It's kind of
but we
magical.
kind of get there.
Okay, so now let's take a look. It looks good. Yes. So now what you're going to do with your lovely assistant,
Yes,
you're each
ma'am.
going to take a spoon
Uh-huh.
and you're going to put a teeny tiny spoon in each one of these.
Okay.
Okay? Don't lick that thing or you'll have to take a nap.
I will try not to nap
Thank you.
in your driveway.
Okay, there's your spoon.
Pass me a spoon, please.
Spoons. Getting out of the way.
Spoons, yeah.
Lovely. Now let me tell you guys, as my assistants are assisting, that the 6 tablespoons of, a little bit more, Burl, you're doing great. The 6 tablespoons of the coconut oil will give us about 300 milligrams of active cannabinoids. That's a little high, but I always estimate high because better to be, smart, right? So
I wouldn't know anything about that.
I know, sweetie, but you're doing great. Okay, so we have basically 300 milligrams and we have 24 teeny tiny cupcakes. So Alexa, 300 divided by 24.
It's about
300 divided by 24 is 12.5.
God, I'm making a mess.
It's okay. So each one of these, let's say, is going to be around 10 milligrams. Okay?
perfect.
Around. Not for you.
Not for me.
Not
Not
for
for
you.
me to try until I'm at home
Yes.
in the safe confines of my own house.
Yes. Oh, that's good. Now, you're getting a little excited there. So you got lots of. I know it's
Just taking a deep breath and trying to take it down a little bit.
You're doing great.
I didn't know I got to use my fingers. I don't know if Caitlin's cheating or whether I'm just not getting with the
I just
program.
know what I'm doing.
Yeah, because yeah,
That might be the difference
you
between
probably
you and
never
I.
made candy before.
I am
girl.
not a candy maker. I am, however, the cook at home. I do all of the cooking.
Really?
And I love
Okay.
cooking, and it's my favorite thing because I love eating,
Yeah,
and so therefore I like making stuff that I like to consume.
that makes all
Yeah.
the sense.
Yeah.
I will let you guys know. Earlier, I was talking about flavor profiles. These can be, like I said, just really too sweet. So what I do is, I don't know if you saw in the bowl, but there was a bunch of chopped up fruit stuff. Those are sour cherries. Okay.
Nice.
So in here, to fix the flavors, you've got really good cocoa powder. You've got sour
Oh, yeah,
cherries, right? You've
Yeah.
got agave for sweetness. You've
Yeah.
got salt, because again, you always want salt with your sweet.
I love sweet and salty.
Yeah.
I'm a
they
big
go
fan of
together.
kettle corn.
And even just a little bit, so you don't taste the salt, but just enough to kind of balance the flavors. Think
Right.
about that when you're cooking.
Well,
Yeah.
it's like a nice little life metaphor, right? You need a little bit of salt to know how sweet the sweet is.
Yeah, girl. She's right. That's
She's right.
exactly right.
She's always right.
Yes. And this is going really well. Now, when you guys make these at home, again, unmedicated, super fun to make with kids, if you don't mind, a bit of a mess, okay? What we're gonna do as soon as my handsome and lovely assistants are finished is these freeze for, well, 2 hours is optimal, but freeze them, okay? Then when they're frozen, they're gonna be like hard little nuggets, and then you can just keep them in the fridge. But you always wanna keep them in the fridge because
They look like chunky coops on accident.
Oh, there's a cherry. Oh, there's, okay. No, this is really good. You guys
I'm
do.
trying so hard.
Look at this one.
I know,
It's
that
very
one's a little-
lonely.
that
It's
one's
very
lonely.
lonesome.
Yeah.
We're coming around on that kid.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Ooh,
that kid.
delicious.
Okay. Yeah.
I can't lick my fingers because
I
I'm
know.
doing regular cooking later.
Another good reason to not have my fingers in this because
Yeah,
I would
you know.
not be able to not lick them.
No, because it is good. Okay,
weird.
kids, that's
Okay.
gorgeous.
All right, we tried
Can
very
you
hard.
see? Can you see? Look.
Lovely.
Ooh. So in the freezer, okay? Yes. Now, Burl, if you would grab that sponge and maybe wipe up a few of the
Yes, ma'am.
large chunks, that would be great. Okay, there. Now, it's always a challenge finding room in the freezer. I thought I had it figured out, but I guess I don't. So hang on, everybody. There we are. There. Oh, no, that's not it. Shit. Sorry. There. Perfect. Oh, you guys did great. Okay,
Thank you.
next up. Da da da. Da 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 da. Do 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 do. Those are sound effects. Very important. Always important when you're cooking. Yeah, you guys did a good job.
Thank you.
I
Well,
like praise a lot.
We
I
were
appreciate it.
pretty well set up, Mary.
Yeah.
So thanks.
Oh,
Yeah.
We
speaking
didn't-
of,
We didn't do much.
when everything is in place like this, like when you're getting ready for a big dinner and you set everything out, that's called mise en place.
Uh-huh.
Just so you guys know.
Well,
Oh, and sweetie,
French.
would you grab those things?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
We
Yeah.
were done with our mise en place.
Yes, and now this is our next mise en place, and this is the world's most ridiculously easy peanut butter cookies. Okay, now, the reason I wanted to show you guys is again, ridiculously easy. And if, you're having one of those evenings and you need a little something, this is way better than ordering something that's going to cost you $35 or going to the drive-thru and that's just going to cost you your pants. Don't do that. Okay, just don't do that. Now, I don't know if you guys remember from the last time we were together. I can't forget. It was glorious. But we talked a little bit about tinctures.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a cup of brown sugar, which is now infused with 150 milligrams of active cannabinoids.
Excellent.
Yeah, so what I did with this, and if you didn't see it, all you do if you want to medicate or infuse sugar, salt, stuff like that, you spread it out, you sprinkle your tincture on it, you let it dry in a 200-degree oven until it's dry, so maybe half an hour, right? And then you have infused. So with this recipe, there's only 5 ingredients, okay? There's only 5. And so what we have here are 2 of the important ones, salt and an egg. Now this egg has been at room temperature. Well, I took it out at like 6 a.m. Whenever you are using eggs, whether it's in pasta or baking or something like that, not for scrambled eggs, not that big a deal, but when their job is to emulsify, to hold something together, you want them warm.
I didn't know that.
Warm.
It makes perfect sense.
Put it in your bra.
Yeah.
If
you're wearing one.
Because
we just came off of 2 years of all virtual.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Just remember.
That's not been a fun transition.
I know.
I don't want to go back to that.
Okay, you don't have to.
Okay.
You can put them in a bowl of warm water. You can just remember to take them out in the morning. But any way you look at it, their one job is to make sure all of this stuff sticks together. Now, I think it's my handsome assistant again.
Okay.
It's Burly Burl. Burl, what I want you to do is there. Now you're going to put that in there without spilling.
Whoa.
I know, but this is important because this is full of goodness. Okay. And then.
May I make a recommendation?
Yes, you
Yes.
could create a little funnel out of the paper.
Yeah.
Oh
make
my
a
God.
Maybe I'll
funnel.
get you to help me with the funneling while I
Go,
do
kids.
the, while I do the
Rock on.
spatuling. If you funnel and I spatule, I think
There
we'll
we
get
go.
there.
Spatule. Is that a verb?
Yeah, it's like spatchcocking a chicken.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
spatuling infused sugar.
Okay. So
I'm glad we bypassed that one pretty quickly.
let's just do that. Okay. Now you're going to put in your peanut butter.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a cup of peanut butter. Now.
Oh man, I love peanut butter. I love peanut butter. It's the best high food
I know.
ever.
Yeah.
And well, anyway, I do want to tell you guys, I don't want to tell you that story, but let me tell you that this is Adam's Crunchy.
Love it.
Okay.
That's all I'll do.
Chips.
Chips Ahoy.
Okay. And you guys, you might be a person who is adverse to break that yolk up. There you go. Boom,
Yes,
boom, boom.
ma'am.
Okay. And sideways is good too.
Okay.
I'm so bossy.
You are. I like that. A woman
No,
who
actually-
knows what she wants and is not afraid to ask for it.
But speaking of getting really excited and throwing it, so I have 4 kids, and whenever we bake this motion, the mixing, the up down, wow, that is challenging for uncoordinated little hands and arms, and that is a recipe for up and out.
Yep. Yeah, I see that with great frequency.
I bet.
Oh, now Big B, you also want a teaspoon of that baking soda. Don't get too excited before you put the baking soda in there, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, peanut butter.
You said 1 tablespoon?
That's a teaspoon.
teaspoon?
Yes. Don't freak me out. There you go. You're good. Boom. Okay.
Boom.
Mix. Okay. Now, I gotta finish what I'm saying about
Yeah.
peanut butter. Often, the stuff that doesn't have the oil on top, that's hydrogenated oil in there, right? When they blend that so the oil doesn't separate, it hydrogenates those fats, which means they're clogging up your arteries like fucking concrete, okay? So
Nobody wants that.
nobody wants that. So I hate to name names, but Skippy, Jif, that stuff, it's not good for you. Don't feed it to the children. No. And if you want,
and lots of extra sugar in those.
yeah, oh my God, so much sugar.
Yeah.
So, and notice this is upside down, okay? This is how you don't have to stir it. Store it upside down and it just comes out ready to go, okay? Upside down, that's the way.
But you still have to stir it. I store it upside down, but the oil will turn over to the top, but you
Really?
still need to
Oh,
stir.
Merle,
I know.
you're just difficult.
You know what? I
I'm an Adams
have
guy.
seen they make a peanut butter stirrer thing. That's
Yeah.
the same. Have you seen this?
No,
It's the
but
same size as the jar lid, and it's got like a hook
oh God.
that pokes down. So then you just screw it on top, and you leave it in there. So then and it's got a hand crank.
Okay, I want that. Okay, bro, don't murder it, okay? You're doing great, this is nice, but you don't have to kill it.
I'm working out some anger issues.
I can
here.
tell.
Sorry.
They were at the legislature this morning. They have angst. Okay,
1641, 1642. I can't talk about it. Deep breath,
okay.
deep breath.
You're doing,
Okay.
I'm gonna, excuse me, I'm in your way. There we go. Okay, now, you can quit stirring. But
Can I
let's-
add what's on there into the stuff?
Uh-huh. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Oh, girl.
Our in-person audience almost got a preview
Okay.
of the food
This is
mailed her way.
gorgeous. Okay, beauty has been achieved.
I'm okay. I think I'm okay.
You're good. I
I'm
think
okay.
that
I had a
helped.
moment. I did have a
You
moment
did
there.
have a moment.
Maybe you should lick that spoon.
No,
Yeah.
last time, you know what happened
No, I
last
know, I
time?
know.
Yeah, not till I'm
Oh.
safely at home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, the other challenge with this, you guys, ooh, is again, because honestly, it's a cup of peanut butter and a cup of sugar, right? So it's sweet. So when they come out, I'm gonna sprinkle them with a little sea salt. If you don't have the Malden sea salt, that's okay. This is just, I love this stuff. But sprinkle them with salt. Now, here's what my assistants are going to try and do, but I only have one of these. You're gonna do this, and you're gonna squish it against the side. See? Oh, look at that. And then like that.
Pops
Yeah.
out.
Yep. Now these get really big and they're really, really soft because there's no flour. So you gotta give them some space. Who wants to do it? You do.
I'm looking at
Alright.
you. You've probably got a little more skill in this department.
What?
I keep baking only for cannabis.
Okay, I understand.
Oh, man.
Smoking cannabis.
But
I love it.
see, isn't that a handy little thingy?
It is a handy little
Look
thing.
how good that is. But yeah, and again, I made these the other day with my grandkid without the infused sugar. And he's 6 and he could do this and it made him feel so good. He was so proud of himself.
That looks tough to me, so I'm proud of him.
It
That's looking a little beyond my skill set.
Well, and since we are talking about kids and safety, why don't we talk about a little bit about the bills this
Right.
morning?
Yeah,
Yes.
tell us.
So, and this is, you guys are watching this on Wednesday, a couple days after when this hearing was. But this morning we talked about potency limits. The bills are 1641 and 1642. One of them removes everything above 35% out of stores unless you are a cannabis patient on the registry, which is like
Well,
less than 10,000 people in Washington state.
Yeah, and it used to be, didn't it used to be like 50,000 or something medical patients?
Yeah. Before
But
the
Yeah.
medical system was obliterated, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm still medical, but you pay every year for that damn authorization, you know?
Well, and you have to go get that authorization, which now we
Yeah.
know there are only about 68 retail stores that give out authorizations
Yeah.
across Washington state. Meaning there are some places in Washington you can't without having to drive for an entire day
Yeah,
to find a place. So what it was really frustrating, wasn't it, on
It was
those
very
bills?
frustrating.
The side that brought it, Representative Lauren Davis, was filming a documentary about her, and she was given a lot of leeway in the amount of time she took, and as a result, we didn't get to testify. They cut the testimony about in half, so only about half the people on the list that were signed up were able to testify. I got a little extra.
keep going, baby.
Oh, okay, so they can be that much cookies.
Well, we'll just see what happens,
Right.
because that's how we do.
If we get a double cookie, that
Oh,
sounds amazing.
That doesn't sound bad at all.
No, it
There
sure
you
doesn't.
go. That was that.
Okay.
So, well, and I could feel you taking out your frustration on this dough, and I get that. But, I mean, where do we stand now? What the hell's going on?
Yeah, so thankfully we there was a study that came out. So ADAI, I'm gonna get it right this time.
Yeah.
Alcohol Drug Abuse
Addictions
Addiction Institute. There we
It's
go.
actually Addictions Drug and Alcohol Institute.
Addictions Drug.
Because
and
why have it in English?
Well, yeah, that would make sense.
It's all backwards.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But I'm gonna make one big honking one here.
Yeah,
at the end.
baby,
How's that
that's
sound?
yours.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm gonna move this kid so it's got a little bit of extra space.
There, perfection.
Yeah.
There we go. Take 10
And
minutes.
so essentially, you know, and some of you might have participated in this. There was a survey done over the summer that they basically began with the conclusion and then created a study to confirm it.
No, that's not right.
That's not how science
That's not how
works.
science works.
Then
Oh.
just last week, Wednesday, the 25th, it was who?
The Journal of the American Medical Association.
Right, but it was like Penn State,
It
the
was, yeah,
VA.
headed up by a Stanford guy and University of Virginia guy who's at Penn and the Veterans Administration. And so this study was over 15 years, studied 63 million incidences across all of the US, parsed it up by states that were medical use, adult use, and had completely criminalized and banned cannabis, and found absolutely no statistically significant difference in the cases of psychosis in those states with banned cannabis and those states that had legal adult and medical use policies. So basically, this huge broad spectrum study
Right.
that studied everything said there is no increase in psychosis related diagnoses in states with medical and adult use policies, which obviously have increased use of cannabis in those states.
Yeah.
So therefore, they concluded that
Yeah.
cannabis is not causing any psychosis related diagnoses. And we saw a bunch of people get up there and say that cannabis causes schizophrenia. There
Jesus.
is no study that says that cannabis causes schizophrenia. Even in the ADAI conference,
Right.
they admitted that they had not established a causal connection between cannabis and schizophrenia. And then they got up and testified that cannabis caused schizophrenia.
What is it?
Well,
And so-
and aside from it being profoundly frustrating to us, because this is reefer madness.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're saying 2.0, but I think it's the same reefer madness,
It's the
frankly.
same. Yeah.
Regurgitated
It's-
for 2023.
Yeah.
It's irresponsibly dangerous. I had a friend whose kiddo was throwing up a whole bunch, went in.
Mhm.
First question was, do you use cannabis?
Mhm.
And the daughter, 16, she said, no, I'm an athlete, I don't.
Right.
They kept pushing it, decided that she must be lying, and she was there with cannabis hyperemesis. She had a burst appendix.
Oh my
They
God.
almost missed it. They almost said they sent her home. Thankfully, mom knew what she was doing and advocated properly, and they actually then got her in to get surgery and had her appendix removed. This kid could have died because the doctors assumed because she was 16 and throwing up a lot, she must be overusing cannabis. And I say that because we did hear a couple of really moving testimony from parents who had lost a child or who had a child disabled. And one in particular, though, really stood out to me of saying that their son had died from cannabis hyperemesis syndrome, but that the medical examiner didn't even find any THC in their son's body. And to me, that
Wait a
reminds me of
minute.
the story of my friend, and to think, well,
Wait.
this doesn't make a
That
lot of
doesn't-
sense to me then.
Yeah.
And what did this poor child have
Mhm.
that actually caused this? And could there have been some intervention had the correct diagnosis
Right.
been made there?
Right.
I'm so empathetic to those parents for
God, I
having
can't
lost
imagine.
a child. It wrenches my heart out, but to make them believe that their child was killed by something which is really kind of a catch-all,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
it really isn't proven,
Yeah.
and to have a child that had no THC in the system, the diagnosis of cannabis hyperemesis actually precludes that. from
Well,
being
and
a
that-
possibility.
That's just lazy. That's not even doctoring.
Any-
Well, it makes
anytime
me
you-
angry on behalf of the parents
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they've been lied to.
Yeah.
Anytime you have nausea or vomiting and admitted cannabis use, that's cannabis hyperemesis
Mm.
in every situation. The
But-
doctor will just say, hey, it's a catch-all. You've got nausea and you use cannabis, it must be cannabis hyperemesis. You should stop using cannabis and it will go away. And that's
Yeah.
that's 90% of the cases. That's what they say.
And this is in Washington,
This is
in the
everywhere.
state where
Morning.
it's legal.
Yeah,
Ay,
yeah.
ay,
So, but good news.
ay. Yeah.
We had our home grow as well.
Yeah.
We were cut kind of short, which is frustrating. However, testimony was really good.
Mm-hmm.
The WASPAC, Washington, the Sheriff's
Yeah.
Association
Yeah.
came out and kind of made recommendations to make the bill better, which is very different from an absolutely no thank you, no way.
Right.
So
Huh.
we're feeling really positive. Home
Yeah.
Grow already has an executive session scheduled, which means
Yeah.
they're probably going to pass it out. And then in addition to that,
Yeah.
arrest protection and removing the excise tax for patients was voted out of committee.
Okay.
And Hopefully, we're pretty sure arrest protection will go straight to rules, which means next step is a floor vote, which
Right.
great, moving right along.
Yeah.
Excise tax may need to go to finance or appropriations, which will be another conversation, but we feel really comfortable with the fiscal note, and hopefully we can get this out of the House, which is great because it has sailed through the Senate 2 years in a row, easy peasy, gained votes on the floor.
Right.
So once we get it over to the Senate, we know that kid's a done deal,
Yeah.
which, wow, wouldn't that be great for
Fingers
parents,
crossed.
patients?
Yeah.
Like 15.
515. All right.
That was
Yeah.
20, but 320.
Nice round number.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, so then if that passes, then do we even need medical, because the only reason I have a medical card, aside from, well, I don't have pain anymore, but is so I can grow my plants for my classes,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if I didn't, can I still grow my plants for my classes if
You
I
can grow up
didn't?
to 6 plants with home grow.
Yeah.
Out,
Yeah.
out of the public purview
Right,
of
Yeah.
seeing or smelling.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, so I'll grow 15.
Yeah, now there still may be reasons, and we're trying to work on this in particular to
Mhm.
join the registry. We're,
Yeah.
we're looking at a variety of registry reforms.
Okay,
And one of those is the excise tax. So if you stayed
Yeah.
a registered patient and this bill passes, you don't pay the 37% excise tax
oh,
when you do go to the retail store.
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
37%
I know. It's the highest excise tax in the nation.
in the nation.
Yeah.
By,
Come on,
Yeah, by
Let's be-
double.
let's be proud.
Yeah.
Jesus,
Yeah.
that's so
Now, in
right.
fairness, California, after you combine the variety of taxes,
Mhm.
gets kind of close.
Yeah,
But ours is the only one that is out of the gate to the state, 37%.
And sales tax gets applied on top of that.
Oh yeah.
oh, and sales tax.
And
Yeah.
sales tax.
Why is it so high? How could they have it be okay for it to be so
We
high?
were one of the first ones, and I
Oh.
think a lot of the policy that we're working on has to do with we made a lot of concessions early on just to be able to get it across the finish line.
Yeah,
And there were people who are still in the industry now who voted against I-502 because they could see that
Oh.
these concessions were going to cause us problems on down the road.
yeah,
And here we are now 10 years later, all of the promises of, well, let's start here and then we'll start easing up.
yeah.
None of those promises have come to fruition yet.
Uh-huh.
And so now we're at the legislature saying, it's been 10 years.
Hello.
Federalization is on the horizon.
Yeah.
And, pretty close proximity, we think.
Yeah,
We got to do some of these things.
Yeah.
For everybody, for
Yeah.
patients first and foremost.
yeah.
But then also for our owner operators, our small businesses
know,
that,
it's-
just need some regulatory relief.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I know, a couple of people that have dispensaries, and I just want to give them all a sandwich. I mean, it's tough out there.
It's tough out there. It's tough out there
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah.
Prices are down. There's overproduction. People are struggling to meet payroll. They're struggling to pay their taxes. They're
In fear of
in
violence.
fear of
Oh
violence.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to be in the cannabis industry right now.
It doesn't seem right, you guys. Well, it's not right,
It's
not
not.
right.
but we can,
We're trying
And that's why
we're
we're
trying to
fighting a
make it
good
better.
fight and in ways that are challenging, like, not screaming at the top of my lungs
Yeah, I
in the
know.
hearing room this morning.
I don't know how you do that.
And then in really great ways, normalization, Mary.
Yeah.
Things like
Yeah.
cooking and sharing treats with friends who are
Right.
adults.
So,
and
celebrating cannabis,
celebrating
Yeah,
cannabis.
which is
and,
something we need to do.
yeah.
Well, I agree with that, and I've seen lately too, a lot of products, not here so much, but I was in Oregon for the Canna Chef Portland.
Lovely.
It was really fun, but the difference between here and there, for example, little looks like an energy shot,
Yeah.
and it's 250 milligrams, right? And a little thing of syrup, and it's 2,000 milligrams.
Yeah.
And so that, to me, it gives us. They're recognizing that we're adults and we can
Yeah.
Right.
we know what we need.
And some people need those numbers, particularly
Yeah.
patients.
Yeah,
I know lots of people that will do 100 milligrams a couple of times a day.
yeah,
Just that's their maintenance.
That's
dose
their
that
pain
they need.
management.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
the other thing that I found in the Journal of
was just
American
gonna
Medical
bring that up.
Association,
Yeah.
so simpatico. As I'm reading through the journal,
Yeah.
additionally, there's a study that came out in January as well that long-term pain patients, their use of opioids significantly diminishes if they're also using cannabis, because
Yeah.
cannabis is a way better long-term pain manager
Yeah.
than opioids are. So It is
Wow.
a solution. I can't tell you how many people that I know that have gotten off opioids
Yeah,
by
anecdotally. Yeah.
relying on cannabis, and
But
it's
this is a really big study, and actually the author of that study was just on a webinar put together by doctors for responsible cannabis use, and talked about it. I'll see what I can.
that. What?
Look what we made.
While we were off, you traded that out and went and got some commercial
Yeah,
stuff.
it was
didn't you?
magical.
Wow.
Look what you made.
I know.
Right? Now when
I
they're
think the blending was essential in creating.
absolutely.
Am I
no,
out in left field?
no,
No.
this is a perfect example of
All right.
having a man just get in there with those man muscles. But I want to show you the key that takes this out of, oh my God, it's too sweet to, these are delicious. This is a Malvern sea salt,
Nice.
and it's it's flaky.
Chunky.
Yeah, it's chunky. So you just want a little, oh, that's a lot.
Ooh, but flaky chunky. Because I will tell you, putting sea salt, like the rocks,
Oh,
It's too
it's
much.
not awesome.
no,
But I like that these are flaky.
flaky chunky, huh? You know, that's my stripper name. You didn't know that, did you?
I
Mhm.
don't want to know what the chunky part's all about.
Right there, baby.
Oh, right there. Right there. How could I
Oh, there it
miss
is.
that?
Goodness. Oh, see? Look.
Wow.
Yeah. And you gotta let these cool though, because they're just mush right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I usually put them on a little baker's rack for about 10 minutes, and then they're delicious, as the grandkid says. Grand Mary, delicious.
Cranberry.
I know, it's so cute. It kills me. It really, well, I had a little trouble with the whole Grand Mary thing because, you know, if you're a grandparent, does that mean you're old?
Mm.
But I figure old is better than being dead. So there we are.
Look.
Look.
Little
Ooh.
extra.
Well, I think none for you.
None
Yeah.
for me.
None
Next.
for you. No. But I was gonna try and eat a small one. Oh, here's a small one. And this is, you want half?
I'll take a,
Okay.
yeah.
Here, you take half. But I want you guys to see, it's like, this is the real deal. This is like
Yeah.
chocolate candy. There you go. Probably, yeah, just a little bit.
I'm actually just gonna snap off a little
Jeez.
bit. I was eating a
Okay.
little earlier too.
Oh, right, okay. Well,
I'm gonna learn from Burl's mistakes.
Wow.
Mhm.
Sold.
The sour
Mm.
cherry, Mary. Mmm.
Sour cherry Mary.
that's good.
Wow.
So crunchy and delicious.
Mhm.
Can I get one of those, or maybe two to
Oh,
go?
oh,
To
oh,
go?
yeah.
For, in the to-go box?
Mhm.
Yeah.
All of them. I can't be alone with all this shit. Are you kidding? Mm-mm. And, oh, hang on, I'm having a moment.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What I learned the hard way was when I started using cannabis medicine, getting off all the pills, I just did edibles because I didn't want to smoke, right?
Mhm.
I didn't know about vape pens. My cannabis, my tolerance for edibles, ridiculous. 150 milligrams, 200. I might go to sleep at 200.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't do it anymore. Because like that, I won't even feel
Yeah.
that.
That's
Nothing will happen.
incredible.
Yeah, but I don't recommend it,
Yeah.
you know, because I can't really test anything for you guys, you know, because I have to eat all the things. Anyway, so that's it.
Yeah, well, that's it. I did want to ask you though about dosing. Are there any tips that you want to give people to encourage the consistency of dosing? I have heard stories, right, where folks make some brownies and like they didn't mix it, whatever. You know, one corner of the pan is one level of THC,
Yeah.
and the other corner of the pan is a different level.
Yeah.
Like, how do you make sure that you get a fairly uniform?
Well, it's tricky, and that's why I call this,
Cannabinoid.
you know, grandma medicine,
Mhm.
you know, because you're doing it yourself in your house with the plants that you have grown on your patio, right? Dosing, it can be tricky, and when you're working with flour, with plant material, I always estimate 100 milligrams per gram. So if you have a gram of flour, you're going to have 100 milligrams of goodness, right? And that's a little bit high because of decarb and stuff, okay? So when you're making stuff at home, the key to that is first of all, the emulsification. So whatever you're using in there has to be really blended.
Warm eggs.
Warm eggs,
Warm
kids.
eggs, everybody.
Warm eggs. But also, when you've stirred it, you think enough, stir, keep stirring, and stir in a couple of different directions, right?
Homogeneity is your friend.
Love when he talks like that. Yes.
That's why I was stirring so hard.
That's right,
Yeah.
because you're a boy. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to say that. That's gender specific. No, but it's a challenge, right? And I would just really encourage you all, when you're doing your stuff at home, really pay attention. Pay attention, and always store it away from humans who don't use it. Anyone under 21, and I hate to be, but realistically, I have found this to be true. Your brain ain't done. It ain't done working.
Yeah.
So don't be filling it full of things it doesn't need yet. When you get old like me and everything aches and you're horny all the time and you have tension, this is when cannabis can really help.
Well, yeah, and actually we talked a little bit about that at the legislature as well.
Really?
And home grow. They're
Yeah.
concerned about, kids, I don't know, grabbing a flower off the plant, munching on it.
Nothing
getting
will
high, which
happen.
we had to explain,
Yeah,
a little bit more about that. And I keep my stuff locked. The kids are, know all of the rules,
Right.
including if they see these, if I bring these home and leave them on the countertop and walk away, which I'm not going to do, I never would, they know to ask
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
Because when they go over to somebody else's house,
Yeah.
there may be adults that aren't as responsible. And we do know kid exposures are always because the adults left their stuff
Yeah.
out and the kids thought it was for them.
We can have healthy conversations with
Yeah.
kids about alcohol.
Yes.
And that mom and dad can have a glass of wine with dinner and have a
That's
beer
fine,
and
yeah.
drink responsibly, and
Sure,
the kids
for you.
can.
Yeah.
And we have to be able to have those same conversations with the kids. This is only for adults.
Mm-hmm.
After you're 21, we can talk about it. Maybe better after you're 25, once your brain is
Yeah.
fully started developing. But you're an adult. You
Yeah.
make your own choices when you're 21 years old.
Yeah.
But it's not for you now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, and I think the other point that I wanted to make with edibles, the mantra is start low, go slow.
No shit.
And I have had the bad brownie experience
Yeah.
a couple of times in
Burl's
in
on a
my
crusade to let
career,
everybody know.
And it turns out I don't have a high tolerance for edibles.
No, you
I'm a
don't.
5 milligram guy.
Yeah, you are.
Maximum. And
Yeah.
it takes me out. And so I've had those, and I've got to tell this story. I had a house in Nelson, BC, and it was a completely uneven, old 100-year-old house, and the stove was not even, and the
Oh.
pan tilted, and I had made butter. I had decarbed in butter and made an infused butter, and I
Yeah.
put it in the brownies, and it all went up to the light end. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna have a little bite off the thin end, and it was all butter.
Uh-oh.
And I ended up having one of those
Oh.
12-hour wish
mm.
I was not
Yeah.
alive anymore
Yeah.
experiences.
Yeah.
And so
Oh, honey.
that happens. So be
Yeah.
careful about your dosing. Try a little bit.
Yeah.
Wait an hour. If you don't feel anything, wait 2 hours. If
Yeah.
nothing happens after 2 hours, try a little more.
And
Yeah.
I love that we have this conversation every time we cook with you, just in case you're new the first time around, because it really is important. If
Yep.
you get to that place,
Yeah.
if you've got some CBD, take some CBD.
Yes.
Yeah.
It won't make you unhigh. This is not a recipe for, I got to drive now, so I'm going to
Yeah.
take some CBD. That's
No.
not how this works.
Mm-mm.
But it will take that intensity down a
Right.
bit, so it's a little bit more manageable, and hopefully then you can just go to sleep.
Yeah.
And and peppercorn.
Black
Yeah.
peppercorns.
Peppercorn.
Do those. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think we've all done that, and you only do it once or twice, And I got in a little trouble with that stuff I got in Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
That's
250
Slim syrup.
milligrams. Oh
Yeah.
shit! Turns out also in Oregon, here in Washington, you can't consume anything in public.
Yeah.
I didn't know that when I went down there to the contest. Everything was full plant.
Yeah.
Ah.
Mommy couldn't find the Airbnb. Oh yeah. Anyway, but point is, you guys, cannabis, it doesn't have to be complicated. Like I always tell you guys, it is really grandma medicine. You can take your plant, you can decarb it, you can put it in oil or butter or make a tincture, and you can make your own damn medicine.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
the key.
Yes, your medicine.
If we
And-
get home grow pass, you can grow your own plants,
Yes.
you can make your own medicine, and
Yeah.
it doesn't have to cost you an arm and leg to take care of your health.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yay us.
Yay
Yay us.
us. Well, and yay Mary. You can find Mary, her cookbooks, signups for her classes at maryjwhite.com. And as you know, you are a delight.
You are
A delight. And we
you're
go
an
home
icon.
with the best goodie bags.
You're an icon.
An icon, that's better. They're more accurate. Here at the Cannabis Alliance, we are dedicated to the advancement of a vital, ethical, equitable, and sustainable cannabis industry, also having a lot of fun together.
We have fun.
And we next week we will be back talking about the Cannabis Research Commission. We've got hearings for those this week that you're seeing this air, and keep logged in on our website, on our YouTube channel, as well as you can sign up for our newsletter to get legislative updates to know what's going on as the session progresses and we move some great bills forward and
Yes.
hopefully see some really terrible ones.
We give you an opportunity to sign in on these bills as well. Caitlin's great about sending out an email that says, hey, we need your voices today. Please sign in, vote pro on this issue. Legislators count those at the end of every legislative session. We
And it
had
matters.
91 people sign in against 1642 and 99 people sign in against 1641. So they count that. Your votes in that count. And so please, when we do send out those emails, log in, sign up, follow the directions. Even if you don't testify, having your vote counted really makes a difference.
Yeah.
Yes.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Get some love, you guys. Get
Yeah.
some. Get it.